Okay, Oulton Park Fosters. Track's 19, so it's pretty fast. This is lap 21, so it's near the bottom of the tank. We'll go through the corners in slow-mo and then run it out at full speed and talk about a few of the corners when you're on cold tires. And the setup's in the description below, so here we go. So coming up to the black advertising boards, gonna get on the brakes. You can be in 5th gear. I find being in 4th gear though just makes taking this corner more stable and consistent. On laps 1 and 2, you might want to take this in 3rd because you can really lose the back end pretty easy in this one. So getting on the brakes, not a ton, but a good little blast just to turn the car in. And you want to get the back end just to slip out a little bit, just to try and get that slip angle. And then aim towards these advertising boards. And then getting on the power. When you're on cold tires, taking that in 3rd, you want to get on into 4th gear as fast as possible. And then just let it unwind, run it out wide. Getting onto this curb, you can put just a bit of your tire onto the grasscrete. However, if you put more than a width of a tire on it, you will get the 1X. So again, still in 4th gear. Getting to the right edge, I hold it in 4th gear. Again, you could go up into 5th, but I find it just makes it a lot more unstable and more problematic to take this well. Again, on laps 1 and 2, shifting down here into 3rd is not a bad idea as well, keeping the car under control, especially when there's lots of traffic around. So just before you're coming up to these curbs here, just a little touch of brake just to even the car out and keep that back end under control. Getting on these curbs, again, you don't want to get over the curb, otherwise you get that 1X. And then just trying to line it up for this white line coming up. So when you get to the white markers here, getting onto the brakes pretty hard. When the tires are cold, really, really hard. And you can, I should be over a little bit more to the left here, just to open it up a little more. But brakes really hard from 4th down into 2nd. And you want to turn the car in basically when you're just getting towards the end of the curbs here. I don't like to clip this bigger curb here. I find it unsettles the car. You can clip it. It's better to clip it than to run wide. So just be aware of that. And then exiting out, and this is a real tricky one, especially cold tires, but even when the tires are warm, you want to exit out to this curb. You can get your tire on the piano curb part here, but if you get onto the cement portion here, you will lose your back end, cold tires or hot tires, and that is a bad thing. So working up to 3rd, going out to the left, and this part you can cheat a little bit. You can get your tires just on this white line, just over it. You won't get a 1X, but if you're any more over than what I am, you are going to get that 1X. Just helps open this one up. So now we're in 4th, and you want to turn in earlier than you think here. So towards just before the end of this curb, you want to turn in. You can really gain a little bit of time here if you turn in early. and then just clip the pavement here. If you're cutting it more than that, you're going to get that 1x. And then lining it up for the curb here as well. In 4th gear still, and again you have to watch this dirt as well. If you put a tire into the dirt there, you'll get that 1x. And then just unwind the wheel, straighten it out, and you can use a little bit of the curb here on the outside. Again, if you run wide, you get that X. Lots of X's on this track. Time trials will be a lot of fun. So 4th gear, if you're defending, you're going to want to probably be over to the right, but to make it as fast as possible, you want to stay to the left, mid-track or left. Now I'm holding it in 4th gear. Again, you can go up into 5th, but again, I find it's too unstable and too hard to nail this corner time in and time out. So I leave it in 4th. On again laps 1 or 2, you may want to downshift here into 3rd, taking this corner. But once the tires are warm, leaving it in 4th and looking for this green marker on the right. Giving it a bit of brakes and then turning in. I turned in here maybe just a little bit early, but turning in about the end of this dark patch of pavement. I had to counter steer here just a little bit. You don't necessarily want to be right up against here. You can run this a smidge wide. So in 4th gear, again third gear if it's cold tires, but this is where you really want to make sure you nail the edge of the curb, looking for this green marker or just the flat part of the curbs themselves. Full power, 4th gear, and then just unwind the car, unwind the wheel, and let it drift over to the left, keeping it as straight as possible. And once again, you can use these curbs, but if you go over, that's another 1x. And again, I keep it in 4th. You can shift up into 5th, but once again, I just find it's too hard to lace this corner if you're shifting down 3 gears instead of 2. So this one's a real tough one to sort of judge. There's the Marshall hut here, and then there's kind of a bend in the pavement here. That's what I'm looking for. So halfway between the Marshall hut and this sign is where I'm going to get on the brakes, and this is a pretty heavy braking spot. If you're braking deeper, obviously you're going to have to be braking even harder. If you're better on the brakes than I am, good for you. Shifting down into 2nd and then using this Marshall hut sort of as the turn-in point. In 2nd gear, cold tires, you still want to be in 2nd gear, just make sure you've slowed down enough. And then this is sort of a bit of a late apex, and you really want to get up tight against this cement part. 2nd gear, getting on the power again. This is important to get on the power, braking hard on entry and getting on the power early on exit. And again, if you get your tire onto this grass section here, another X. And you got to keep the wheel turned because this the track does keep going to the right, so you don't want to unwind the wheel too much. Keep that wheel turned until the car steadies up, and get it onto these curbs again. Don't go over, that's another X. And shifting up already into 4th gear by now. And if you're going for a fast time, you want to keep it to the left. You can really take a lot of this corner, shorten the track a lot. If you're defending against someone, you're going to obviously want to be off to the right for turn 1 to defend. But if you're going for a fast time, that's the fastest route through there. So that is a lap at Oulton, at Foster's configuration. And that's a 1:05.9. So there's still some time left on the track there. But that's a pretty solid time. It'll do well in a race if you can get into that range. So I'll run it at full speed, and good luck out there. Try and avoid all the disasters on that track, because there's a lot of places to spin out here. Good luck.